couple miles away. That's okay. It's no big deal.
Thank you, Don, very much. Thank you. Well, first of all, I give the cheers to each and every one of you. 98 days and counting, and the solidarity that we're seeing among the working people of Momentive is really quite incredible. The support you have from the larger community as well is quite incredible. I appreciate Dom and Mark's leadership. Give your union leaders a round of applause for leading the way for everybody. And Sam Fresina is here on behalf of the firefighters. I know our first responders are very concerned about what's happening here. So Sam, it means a lot that the firefighters are represented as well.
Thank you, Sam. Thanks, Sammy.
I want you to know that your international leadership, your great Chris Shelton and Jim Clark, Dennis Traynor, the leaders in Washington and New York, reached out to me and asked me to take an interest in what's going on here. And they did. Obviously, I'm a New Yorker like all of you, so I have a community interest. But beyond that, as I think you know, our pension fund, which supports the retirement benefits for our public workers, has some money invested with Apollo and with Oak Tree that's got money behind Momentive. So we wrote a few weeks ago to state very clearly our concern as an investor that our investment is at risk when there's this kind of ongoing labor dispute. And certainly very concerned when we have money in a company that from what we've all been reading about, and I know you all know firsthand, you're watching what's going on, the number of spills and improper handling of the materials has increased in these 98 days. I know the State Department of Environmental Conservation has been issuing clear warnings to the management here that no one will be put at risk with that kind of mishandling. So all of that has a way of telling us that there's something not quite right with what's happening here. And you know, the battle that you're involved in on important issues about benefits, certainly we're talking about health care, we're talking about pension. I know that as part of the transition at this company, you've had to take it on the chin already in certain areas, and you've done that. And now to find even being asked to give back more and more at the same time that it seems that the management has been making a lot of money out of this place, that's a concern. And that's really an American issue, isn't it? That we've been facing not just in New York, but all across this country. So I want you to know what you're doing is really sending out a strong message for all working people. And I think that's why you're getting the kind of support that you are getting. I also just want to say to you, on a personal level, certainly when I heard from the leadership and knowing IUE CWA is always a strong union. I know it's a merged union from two unions in the past. When I was growing up, my dad was a member of CWA. He was a cable splicer. He climbed telephone poles and worked in manholes. And I can remember some of the years that he was a shop steward, a chief steward for a period of time. And I remember some of the years that there were some difficulties with remember the old days we had one phone company, one so complicated, right? And I remember what it was like when Dad was on strike. And he was one of the stewards then. And I remember what it was like when all the strike signs were piling up in our house because he was distributing them to the men that he worked with. Then it was mostly men that he worked with. Now it's men and women. And I remember what it was like, and I'm sure you're experiencing this, when the menu, the food on the table changed. We weren't having meat as part of our dinner anymore. We were having things like macaroni and cheese on a regular basis. As a kid, I didn't complain about the macaroni and cheese, but I noticed the change in what was being served. And my mom explained to me when I was young that there are times when the workers have to stand up for themselves. And what your father's doing, being on strike and working with his colleagues, that's going to secure the future for our family. And that certainly was the case. My dad passed away last year at 92. He did pretty well. And he was able to retire and live in dignity up until age 92 because CWA looked out for him. And he had a pension, and he had his personal savings, and for a working guy, he was not only able to provide for our family and me growing up, me being able to go to college, but to have that secure retirement and dignity for himself. That version of the American dream, if I could call it that we had in my family, came about largely because of my father's work with CWA. My mother worked in the public sector. CSCA represented her. it was because of the strength of unions that gets the opportunity to have a middle-class lifestyle. So when I got the call and got the letter, and I wanted to be here because when I look out at your faces, you know, you're the face of my dad, and you're doing what my dad had to do for his family a few decades ago. But it made a big difference. And I know it's not easy, and I'm sure there are times you have to explain to your families back home, you know, why you're going through this tough time. But in the long run, your fight is for something very basic, and something that I think everybody really should understand. Anybody reading the papers and the press, you know, you got to give it to the TU up here and the Daily News down in the city. They are covering what's going on here. And I think anybody that's reading and following what's going on, they have to say, deep in their heart, if they were in your shoes, and they were facing some of the issues that you're facing, they would be out here on the picket line as well. Whether it's a cloudy day, a rainy day, a snowy day, or a clear day, because you are fighting for your families. And there's no more noble battle than that. So, you know, our call is a simple one. We want to see management be back at the table with you. We want to see management settle this. Come up with a fair resolution and a fair contract. Now, it's not my place to tell them what exactly it should be, and not my place to tell you exactly what you should agree to. But the talks should get back on track, fast track. 98 days is 98 days too long for you to be on strike, for your lives to be disrupted, for your families' lives to be disrupted, for the community to be at risk when there are spills and improper handling of chemicals and other materials. We want you back at work. We want you to be part, once again, of the working fabric that makes this a very important employer for our region. We don't want to see Momentive go out of business. We want them to be in business. We want you to get paid. We want to make money from our investment, as all investments deserve a fair return. But the working people must be treated fairly as well. So I know it's easy for me to say, you folks are doing the hard work of showing up every day, 24/7, right? Yep. Keeping an eye on everything. So I'm just here in really a small way to lend my voice of support, to lend my concern as a New Yorker and certainly as a New York elected official, and just to let you know, we're all watching what's going on here. And you know, I'm going to spend a little time with you guys and gals, and I'm going to be back in touch with the folks who we have that's been saying, you know what, I was up there at Momentive, and how come it's not settled yet? What are you doing to get this done? You got quality trained workers who are ready to go back and do the job, to do it in a safe way so our first responders, like our firefighters, don't have to worry about what's going on here, so the neighborhood doesn't have to worry, so DEC's not going to come in and levy fines. It's going to cost money. Let's get back to work. That's what you want to do. That's what we want to see you achieve. So be strong, support your leadership, and we'll try to provide that gentle push to make sure you have a fair resolution of the dispute here. And thanks so much for listening.
Thanks so much for coming today. Does anybody have a pen here? We're looking to see if we can get this Tom DiNapoli to sign one of these for us.
Usually I'm signing state checks, so it's a little different.
What do you think, guys?
Yeah!
Yeah, baby! Sam, you want to say something quick?
Well, it's not easy following our great controller here, but we've been here before. I've been here before addressing a lot of the workers. Just here to tell you that we're not going away. We've had a lot of firefighters from the region, the district, stopping by with pallets, with water, with donations, with gift cards. We're with you guys. We're with you guys. We are brothers. We are brothers and sisters. What happens to you happens to us. And God forbid you're out here another 90 days. We're going to be here with you. We're not going away. We're going to be here to see you off on Thursday when you go down and give them hell down in New York City.
Yes,
Let them get a little taste of what it's all about up here in Waterford. Again, we're with you. Whatever you guys need. I'm in contact with your great leader, Dominic, here. He knows. He's got my cell number. Anything you guys need, we're here. So,
thank you.
You guys keep on fighting the fight. You know, a win is a win for all of labor.
For guys that know how to put out fires, they sure know how to keep the fires going in Waterford, guys. What do you say about that? Let's hear it for Sam.
Yeah, Sam!
Hey, thanks again for coming out today. The support's been unbelievable, and Tom, to come out with your constituents and the support that we've had through this. I lose track, 97, 98 days. You know, I can always talk from my perspective, and I know speaking for myself, it's been very difficult on me, my family, my friends, 700 families out here. I really think there's opportunity. I really look forward to an opportunity to get back to the table, to resolve this thing, to get back to work and just do my job. So I really look forward to that opportunity, and I just want to say the community support is very humbling. To be out here this long and to still see the support is tremendous. The political support has been tremendous. Across the board, the media support has been incredible. You have a voice, and Tom's going to take some of his own time. He came up here. He wants to talk to you. So if you want to chat with him, please take a moment and say hello. And let's give it up for Tom for coming out here today. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Let's go inside.
Hey, we're gonna take this on the road.
Hey, guys, let's hear it for Dominic Tipanero, who pulled this together. We knew this podium fast and we pulled it together.